All right, so the next bus thing we're gonna do is, since we got the other stuff done, it's warm enough outside, aka 20 degrees, but it's sunny and it's not windy. So we're gonna go in the bus and start trying to pull some seats and start gutting the inside of it so we can, well, maybe use it to go get some drywall at some point in time. But the other main reason for it is because we got to pull stuff out before we can put stuff in. So here we go. Let's see, if I was smart, I would have parked this thing in the sun. But needless to say, you know what most people say about game plans? Everybody's got one till you get punched in the mouth. So goal today is to not get punched in the mouth and start getting some of these seats that I'm not supposed to have in here anyway out, and then we'll figure out the rest of it from there. So giddy up. Seem like much, because that's only 2 of the 3 bars that were in here. Still need to get this one out, but it's definitely opens things up a little bit. This bench is either going to move back over, but this one's for sure got to go. These 2 seats right here, that space is now empty, and looks like we're gonna have to be doing some floor work because that goes straight to the bottom. So yep, it's coming along one little tiny piece at a time. And it's kind of funny too, to me, this looks all real nice, which is the part that you see, and then as soon as it gets behind the chairs and the bar or whatever, it's just plywood. So the good part is, you know, all that stuff's going to come out so we can re-insulate it, but there's not a whole lot of insulation there, and the little bit that there was down in there is all compacted down to the bottom. So we're going to redo that, and actually basically from here back, well actually I think, yeah, from about here back, we're going to block those 2 windows out on that side, those 2 windows on this side. We're going to move the emergency exits up front, and the rest of it's just going to be bunks. So it'd be pretty cool. I'm excited. This is fun. Well, it got dark quick. All right, well, it got super late last night. But we got this section kind of torn out. This stuff's all bolted, glued to the floor, so we got to get that up. And then we got this back seat fully unbolted, which is awesome. And funny part was a lot of those bolts were so old and nasty that they just sheared off, which is okay. But now I got to get all this mess of wire out and through there, hopefully without cutting a whole lot of stuff. And then what we're going to try to do today is get this bench out and get this pseudo wall down. And the main reason for making sure that we get this wall down is so that one, we've got clear passageway to go from the back door through here. But the other project that we're working on with the garage right now, if I can get you know, 4x8 or 4x10 sheets of plywood in and through here, that means that I can literally go to Lowe's, grab that stuff, slide it in, and transport it using the bus, instead of having to try to use a truck with 2x4s on the back of it, which is always possible. And I don't have a problem doing that at all, but my thought was, well, if we could get this going anyway, because eventually what's going to have to happen is the floor, the more that I'm diving into this project, I'm realizing the floor is probably going to have to get replaced, which means we might have to do or figure out if we can find a friend that can help us with some soldering, or not soldering, but welding. Cross members, and getting it, because those are pretty rusted underneath. Yeah, I'm excited. This is, it's going all right so far. Just got to keep on trucking. Alright, so we got the one seat out, which is good. Gotta get out in the barn and then clean up this mess, which half the lines were cut already anyway, so it's not like I'm destroying anything that already wasn't there. This bench is going next. I think I'm gonna have to cut one of the bolts in the back because I can't get to it from underneath, and the other one, I'll set this up like that, so as I tighten it or loosen it from the bottom, it should pinch right up against there. And yeah, we'll see if I can get it loosened from the bottom. If I can get that one done, I'll get the Sawzall, cut the other one off, and then this bench will be all set to pull out of here. One thing I did notice that I didn't know before is that this wall, there's plywood on the other side, but there's at least one or two bars going across as a frame, so might have to look into that and see whether or not that's going to be able to come out without destroying the integrity of the bus, because if that's there, that's going to be really difficult to get a 4x8 4x10 sheet of plywood halfway in twist without cutting it in small chunks. I don't want to do that, so we'll keep tearing it apart and figure out what happens. So just for reference, this is the bolt that we're trying to get to. I had to put my deep socket in there without the ratchet on it so I could actually get it there. So now I'm going to try to see if we can get it off. All right, well, as you can see, there's the front of the bus, there's the other seat, here's the side seat. So we finally get it out. I may or may not have used circular force and just cut the tops of the bolts off, because there's the last two. Yep. So anyway, now what we got to do is take the bolts off the bottom rails, because the only way they're going to fit out of here is if these guys are off. So I still don't think I can go straight out that way, although that would be the easiest if I could just take these off and slide it out. But I think we're just going to go out the front door, or the plug door over here, but even that's not super wide. So we'll get to taking these off, and then we'll get them out of here. Interesting how you go through things and you kind of rethink stuff. Initially the plan was to take the bench that was here, because it was a little bit shorter, and put it over here. But yesterday found out that that's actually a drawer. Just like, oh, I kind of want to keep that because it's a little bit more storage. And this frame over here doesn't have a back cross member at all, and the sections down there are all kind of rusted. So that might be the end of the road for possibly this bench. We might use it, or we could use it with this frame, I guess, depending on where things sit, if they made it standard or not. But it's one of those Semper Gumby things. You just stay flexible and figure it out as you go. Well, bus is cleared out. Hey, kitty. So, time to clean up a bit. Get rid of a lot of this junk. And, yeah, start figuring out what to do with this back wall. Alright, there's still a ton more left to do, but I think I'm going to well, see if I can grab a trash can and figure out how to get all that junk out of the bus. But I think the next big thing is getting that wall down in the back. I'm leaving the seats here for now, just because I want to, those I can use on some level while we're still pulling the rest of the bus apart. So, yep.
Ivy!
Hey,
do it.
We're gonna pick up all this garbage.
Okay.
Show them the garbage. We're gonna pick up all this garbage.
Hi guys, we're gonna clean up some garbage.
Look at it.
It's so messy in here.
So,
We're gonna clean it up.
here we go.
Gonna see all the trash in there? That's all the
Courtney,
trash.
guys, show us.
So we're trying to clean up this whole messy. Very messy.
Yep. Over the hill. Somebody turned 60.
Hand it to me.
So
It can be treasure.
Ready? Well, you can chuck that one. I don't need it.
Well, actually, look. It really looks like it was from a game, and they play games. Why you're breaking that?
well, I just wanted to take a video.
Alright, I'm gonna go throw this up on our file. Yep, so we pulled the mirror off, which is good because now the entire bus will be open. We're probably gonna put a wall potentially back in there depending on how the bunks and everything fit. But it's finally out.
Dad.
Well, not out, it's just sideways so we can pull it out. But it's also heavy, so I'm gonna have to wait till I can get a little bit more brute force to come help because I'm not sure she can help me with it.
Actually, I think the wall will have a little door for us to go in to get in the bed.
Yeah, probably.
Now let's watch the video.